What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
There we go. Let's try again. Hello, everybody. I'm Love Coach Scott Katamas, and I am here with, I'm in Ashland, Oregon, at the amazing location with the TwinRay. It's the grand opening. I'll show you a little bit, and we're going to walk around. And there's actually the backside to the TwinRay, greeting all of those friends, and we'll of course be talking to them soon. I better put the spotlight on myself here. It's going to be a very unique and special show. It's gorgeous here. Tonight is the grand opening of the Haven, their beautiful location, and it's just so classy, of course, very, very TwinRay, with beautiful crystals and tea room, and everything is just so amazingly beautiful here. And a lot of wonderful people are here. It opened up at 4 o'clock, and it's been a really special afternoon. We are going to hear from the TwinRay a little bit later. They'll be joining us, and welcome. So I think what I will do, and here they come. They are making their way towards me. There they are. You can see them approaching.
Blessings.
Here, have a seat. Yeah. Or would you prefer to stand or? Have a seat. Here we go. So there they are, our beloved TwinRay, on such a special occasion, the grand opening of the Haven. So tell our audience all about what inspired you to do this, and then we'll take a little tour.
Yeah.
Scott, thank you. We hope you can all hear us.
Yes, we hope you can all hear us.
Put in the chat box if you're able to hear okay. And let's go ahead and chat, and let's see how that goes.
So we want to welcome you virtually to the grand open of the Haven. This has been our heart project for the last few months.
Yes.
And today we finally open our doors. We've had probably 500-600 people come in already, and it's been just brilliant. Every beloved is really touched in their hearts, and they can feel something so tangible when they walk through the door. And it's been amazing, and we're just so grateful.
And our intention with creating the Haven is really to offer a slice of heaven, to bring a greater remembrance to where one truly finds themselves, truly finds himself within. So every offering is like a portal to awakening. Like whatever it is, whether it's the jewelry, whether it's the ceremonial teas, whether it's the artwork, whether it's the crystals, it's a deeper invitation to discover yourself. And so we did this with the greatest inspiration for our community as an offering to Ashland, as an offering to a greater world that's beyond one's perceptual limitations. and to feel a remembrance of coming home. So coming home to peace, coming home to the heart, and also showing what love can do, because this isn't just us. This is also our beautiful community, and this is a community heart project. And we just really want to express the love, the joy of all of our community coming together, and to put this vision into manifestation. And so we're super happy to invite you all virtually and to go around. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Jasmine Bear.
That's right. We've got who sees it. There's another dog that's right over there. So she's like going through her little whimpering moment here. She sees the other dog.
It's okay.
It's like another dog. Dad, there's another dog. Okay. So tell us a little bit about, when did you first get the vision to do this? And there's something, I mean, this is an incredible manifestation. And I'd love to have you as a model, just like how the vision came to you, and then the steps of manifesting this amazing heaven on earth.
Yeah, that's a wonderful question. Well,
It's the first of many
this
of
is
our heart endeavors.
this is the first of many heart projects, and really the intention always starts with love. It's the axiom of our entire breath and our entire life is love of service. So that's a mantra, and that's what we share, and it's our honor to inspire others for. So that was the very inception here. And we don't do anything unless it's divinely guided. So it's not like we chose to do this and we calculated how to strategically make something happen. That's just not how we operate. It was time. We received the download. We received that it's time now. And then as we put that into motion, everything started coming together. And what this really is a collection of all the different treasures that we have come to love on our own path from where we've traveled around the world.
Or created by us.
Yeah.
When things didn't exist, that would have been so valuable to have on our journeys.
Yes.
as well.
Exactly. So it's all just to support a greater awakening. It's all to remember also divinity through beauty. The beauty of the heart, the beauty from within, but reflected externally. And so that's really the intention here. And the inception of this was quite aligned. It's just, this was the only place that we saw.
This was it.
And there was just this divine knowing, and this is it. And then as we set that in motion, all the doors started to open, and our beloved community also started to migrate here to Ashland, and they're all here in service. And
that's
yeah,
this came to be just our sanctuary, beloved God. We believe you know the story because we shared it with you. But we had been in Mount Shasta, and we had a temple in San Diego. And we were in Mount Shasta leading a retreat there. And it was just about to come to close. And I woke up one morning and I looked at Synergy. What did I say?
today we begin the build.
Today we begin the build, and it's going to be very fast. And within 3 weeks,
One moon cycle.
one moon cycle, we moved from San Diego Temple straight to the sanctuary. From the temple in San Diego straight to the sanctuary.
In Ashland.
3
Yeah.
weeks.
So in one moon cycle, that's how quick our life
So
shifted.
that's so as we're here in Ashland, we drove by this place. I don't even know if it was available at that time, but we looked at it and we drove by it and said, I don't know what that is. There.
Yeah.
That is where we're going to create. And then 6 months later, we looked at each other again and said, today's the day.
Yes.
And now it's time. And everything just was available. It was already.
And it was also this divine intention to create an experience, like this experiential place where you don't walk into a store that's compelling you to buy stuff. We wanted to create a space. It's this sacred invitation, but just by walking in, there's a transformation that happens. Just by coming into the space, you can feel the energy. You can be taken out of the ordinary and experience something extraordinary. And so that was really the main focus. And then what's just unfolded naturally was these portals, basically like different reflections of the different higher heavens, so to speak. So the different temples of light, the different constellations, different planets, but then bridging that in from that metaverse, the metaphysics of that into this store. So no matter who comes here, they can feel some type of connection to the different aspects of their soul, the different aspects of their spirit, their high self.
It's an awakening place just to just come.
Yeah.
We've turned our dressing rooms into little meditation pods, which almost every beloved that's walking
Yeah.
the tour is so excited about.
Yeah. I believe we have one divinity code right here.
So tell us, like, for example, about this one.
So this is the latest one actually. And to be completely transparent with everyone and to be completely honest, this vessel had no idea how to draw. Couldn't even draw a stick figure.
By this vessel, he means his body,
Yeah.
his human beingness.
And didn't have any clue. And about close to a decade ago, I did a water fast, went on top of a mountain, and I was just absorbed into deep states of meditation in a transcendent state of what's known as samadhi, which basically just means that you go so withdrawn that you're no longer experiencing life through the five senses, the cognitive function of the senses. You get so withdrawn and you go beyond the body and you experience that unified field, that one with spirit. And through that, I experienced all these expressions, these geometric expressions. So with that thought of what is the geometry of divine love? What is the geometry of divine abundance? What is the geometry of unity? What is that geometric expression? Because all form is frequency, and all frequency is geometric arrangements of the field that comes in to create solidity. So through this absorption, I was shown very much what is simply known as a mandala or different yantras. And I was encoded to be able to draw and be able to actually to bring that in and express that and allow the body to then express that and draw that. So each one of these are a meditative tool. They're an open-eyed meditation, that they're windows into infinity, so to speak. And so we've created these dressing rooms, which are now meditation pods, which are like portals to sit in and take people on a journey into their higher self, into their other aspects. And both Shekinah Ma and myself have encoded them as well. So they're ever changing. Every time you look at them, they always change. And this is the beauty with a lot of the new science that's coming out, is that showing that this field, this plasmic field, this etheric field holds structured space, and it's held together with all these divine geometries or cosmometries. And that's what these are. They're there to communicate with your biofield, with your aura, and then access deeper aspects of your unconscious mind, your soul, and then bring them into your life.
That's right. They are patterns that interface with the light within you and bring that light out into manifest form. So whether you are, because it's living intelligence, whether you are trying to connect deeper with your soul, whether you're trying to connect with another part of you that's in another star system, whether you want to connect more with the earth, whatever it is that is the medicine that you are calling in, these living artworks are able to do just that.
And they're also sacred invitations. So for someone that may not be awakened to their spirituality yet, it's just an invitation to feel some peace of heart, peace of mind, calmness, serenity, spaciousness, unity, whatever that means for someone, whatever that elicits, but it's teaching one to connect with a deeper level of themselves.
You need to clear people out a little bit more first. So what my thought is, because it's going to be a little bit loud, I do want to walk around.
Yes.
Let me ask you a couple quick questions.
Yes.
While I've got them here,
Yes.
and then we'll walk around and do the tour after people kind of leave. I would love for you to talk about the Miracle Mentorship Program. And I'll just introduce this for a moment. I've been exposed to so many amazing teachers over the years. Been very, very blessed to study directly with people like Ram Dass and a lot of really amazing teachers. But I want to say that for all the teachings, the ones that resonate the most are the ones I'm experiencing in what they offer under the Miracle Mentorship Program. I was very fortunate to be in kind of the first group, and they've just opened it up. And it's really wonderful what they do. They provide monthly Q&A, monthly teachings, tea time, where there's the tea of the month during the full moon day, wherever full moon, they are tuning in and we get to connect with them. And they've just reopened the Miracle Mentorship Program. Now, I sent it out in a special email, but for any of you who missed it, I'll put the details into the chat box. But I would love for them to talk about this, because if you're looking to raise your vibration, if you want to, begin to operate or operate at the level that they're teaching us to operate at, it's beautiful. Join the Miracle Mentorship Program. And so they didn't know that I was going to do this little promo, by the way. So, but while I've got them there, absolutely. I love the Miracle Mentorship. So,
Oh, if you could only have seen his eyes just now. Saw them up close and he was glowing by when he said that.
Yes, the miracle mentorship is really an opportunity to have intimate time together. That's what we've set this up to have tea together, to speak wisdom, to gather in sacred time, to learn the sacred rhythms, the rhythms that all of nature spirals to, understanding how the astrological alignments are impacting the physical body, and actually how to align the energetic field in your physical body with those rhythms, and then understand the high holy days and the high holy nights, the full moon times and the solar portals, which when you connect with them, you actually start connecting with higher intelligence of yourself.
Yeah.
And this is also an opportunity to come together and really spend time embodying, sharing, living the golden age virtually, so you can experience the golden age in your life, in your community. And then what we're doing with all of the proceeds, all of the contributions, is putting it towards building the golden age together.
That's right. World building right now, building the golden age in so many different levels. And this is just one of the first ways that we're building. But the reason for the miracle mentorship is because we were so aware of what 2022 would bring.
Master building.
And we wanted to, because beloveds write to us from all over the world, wanting to be personally our ascendants or mentored by us. And we just don't have the time for that right now. So we said, well, let's create something where they can feel really connected with us, feel as though they're in a deeply intimate setting and container, and also have that group support. And so one of the things that we know that the beloveds love the most is their personal questions being answered. So, and what we find is when these personal questions are answered, almost everybody in the group has that same burning question somewhere inside of them, or they're connecting to a part of themselves or their family or their ancestry where there's a wounding or a trauma or something that they really want to know about. So there's consistent healing that is happening, and we allow beloveds to just ask the personal questions. What happened to them when they were 6 years old? How, why is this happening in their life? And we can just go through all of the records just like that and let them know. And that's actually one of my favorite parts about it is to be able to have that one-on-one time and know that beloveds have held questions maybe for their whole lives that we get to answer on the spot.
And it's also, it's beautiful, my love, and it's also just a laugh, just to laugh together, and we have a lot of laughter. And just to start your month at the highest frequency, that's really a special opportunity. So imagine starting your month at the highest frequency, but then carrying that frequency throughout your entire month. Everyone wants to have the greatest fulfillments of their life. So this is the whole point of being mentored. It's just to learn how to fulfill all of those needs and fulfill all the soul's desires in order for it to coalesce into one true ultimate desire, to be completely desireless.
In the end, right? The transcendence of it all. But the way you start your month is the way you can continue.
Yeah. And there are also some very significant astrological alignments. Obviously, the Pluto return is happening 3 times this year. We're already in the second phase of that. So we really wanted to assist 2022 with the World Master Builder year to teach these astrological alignments. So you can actually make the greatest benefit, because these portals, sometimes they last a day, sometimes they last a few hours, sometimes they last a few days. But these portals of alignments, when the astrology comes in certain resonance points, is where you can make great progress in your ascension.
You know, one of the things that's amazing is how much wisdom you have about so many different things, from alchemical, astrological, relational. And of course, I wanted to ask you, how much of that is knowledge you had prior, and how much of it is just flowing through in the moment?
That's probably like 99 to 1%.
Yes.
Meaning the 99 just being present in the moment, and what it and yeah, the 1% of preparation.
It's remarkable, because your breadth of knowledge, I mean, what comes through, I mean, you guys, everything you can imagine, from relationship to astrology, the understanding of alchemistry. Is that a right word?
Alchemical.
Alchemy. Thank you. That was the word I was looking for. Alchemy. It's amazing. Speaking of which, can we talk a little bit? We're clearing out, so we're getting close to doing the tour. The Bioceuticals, are they available now for?
Yes. Yeah.
So I am on the Bioceuticals. They're amazing. Definitely, I can feel it in my body. Definitely, they are doing their thing. Tell us about the Bioceuticals.
Yes, the Bioceuticals. This is another heart project.
This is all about daily detox.
Yeah.
It's not all about it, but it is definitely a part of why we wanted to bring these out into the world, is because we know the toxins that are out in the world. We know that most people live in cities and don't have the opportunity to breathe country air, to be in the mountains. And even when you're in the mountains, there could be all sorts of things that are happening that you still might not be breathing the kind of air that you just. And so there's constant toxins happening in the world right now. And we wanted to bring about the daily detox protocol so that your body doesn't go into any sort of healing crisis if you have toxins in your body accumulated for such a long period of time, and then you do a detox protocol. Okay, sorry, we have a friend has just come through.
So and with the Bioceuticals, they're set up to be more to simplify one's life. So there's certain rituals you can do. There's certain sacred clays that have what's known as like M-state elements, which are very tiny nano particles of noble metals like gold and palladium and ruthenium and silver, and all at the micro level. It helps the brain function and also the endocrinology actually come into more coherence, and allows the organs to communicate together, because it's very hard to bring peace on earth and be very peaceful if your body isn't in peace, and it's actually in pieces, and it's trying to scramble with its health and its needs. So what we wanted to do is to give all the nutrients necessary through the different formulas to offer an opportunity for the body to be completely inundated with so much nutrition, so much bioavailable nutrition, that food becomes sheer entertainment. You eat out of joy. You eat out of the joy of eating, at the entertainment of eating, but you're not needing it as a food source for the nutrients, because of depletion of soils, and also because of a lot of food that says it's organic doesn't have the soil, the rolling the soils over in order to give the nutrients to the foods. And then once the food goes from the farm to the market, it depletes like around 30% to 40%. And then every day that goes by, the available nutrients that's not available there. So we created these Bioceuticals not only just for the physical body, but also to map the emotional body, the mental body, the higher levels of your bioenergetic field. So you have this supreme whole food nutrition that removes toxins, it rejuvenates all the organs, all the body systems, and the energetic field, and then it repairs and rebuilds the very physical body. So yeah, it's a gateway into understanding more about yourself. It's another tool of awakening, sacred nutrition. But they're very powerful. They give you very much everything that you need.
Do we have a treasure store available?
Yes.
Perhaps we can let them know if they go to treasures.twinray.com, which we haven't even sent out to our full community yet. It's a store and it's fully available. And they can
treasures.twinray.com.
Com.
Okay.
the reason we're sending you there is because there's videos on absolutely every single one of Bioceuticals. There's also our stories and what connections are there with every single thing that we're offering.
Yeah, and the
And
main
so that would be a
story.
really wonderful place to begin with that.
Yeah, and the main story is that we had spent so much time walking around the earth and going to sacred sites and going to certain nodal points and ley line grids, and we're just doing a lot of repair. And what happened was that we were given all these earth jewels in the form of sacred clays and sacred formulas, and we took them and we experienced them, and they were like, wow, these are special. There's nothing at this frequency. There's nothing at this purity. There's nothing that does this. So we energetically encoded them even further to bring them into an even higher level.
And then cleared the lines by which where they were sourced from. And so
then we offer them to our community, and then our community loved them. So we're now just offering them, and it's all done by a community. They're prayerfully packed. It's not large. It's not a large commercial operation. It's just hand batches that we make, small batches, and it's
listening
like
to mantra.
Listening to mantra. But they're very, very, very beautiful. And I'm sure anyone that's on this call that has had the opportunity, such as beloved Scott's, to try to Bioceuticals, you probably could testify how.
I'm going to, I'll give a little testimonial real quick. But here's Tangela. Tangela's with us. So
Great to be here.
when I first met them a year ago, when I first met them in person, we were talking about food, and I said, so what's your diet like? And they kind of looked at each other and smiled, and they have this little TwinRay chuckle that they do. There's a lot deeper going on. They said, well, usually just maybe we have a little green drink, and that's pretty much all we need. I said, okay. Well, now that I'm on these Bioceuticals, the 2 little capsules I take first thing in the morning, and then I take, I make a shake, and I'm not hungry. And I like to eat. Food is my pleasure, I like to eat. And she'll tell you.
Yes.
And but really, if I have my Bioceutical shake in the morning, I'm not hungry until mid to late afternoon. And that's exactly what happened. I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I had a lot to do, pack. All I had was my shake, made it all the way through to here. And by the time I got here, I was hungry. And also, I don't want to go into great detail, but there definitely has been a big difference in detoxing and elimination. Definitely a wonderful difference. Yeah. That clay. That clay. I don't know what you got in there, but
Yes, exactly.
I'll have to get them.
Yes. Yeah, so we have some special ones.
Well, I think now it's clear enough to go on a little tour. Yeah. So if you could just walk Jazzy with us. Sure. And I'll put this. So here we are on this incredible tour, and you can, this is where we were just sitting, and you can see what a beautiful place to just sit and have tea.
Beautiful.
Right?
Look at the coffee table.
I mean, look at these amazing tables. And I'm going to have our beloved TwinRay tell us a little bit about some of your favorite crystals here. What's the story on this one?
So these are known as the these are known as the hands of God. So they caress this
Wow.
staircase to open and welcome you up to. This will become the alchemical alcove, which we're going to be teaching beloveds alchemy and how to create custom blends of different alchemies. But these crystals are like guardians. They're guardians to this portal of alchemy.
And where do they come? Where did you,
These are from Brazil.
from
Yeah,
Brazil?
these sacred amethysts from
And are they
Brazil.
two halves?
Yes, they come from
Oh,
the
yeah.
same piece. They're two hands.
Wow. I'm just going to go up so you can see them up close a little bit for a moment. And each one is, wow. And while we're right over here, can we take a look at the beautiful pink?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So tell us about this incredible piece here. Look at this. And I hope everybody's able to hear us okay. I'm going to just swing around for a moment and check the chat. Are you able to hear us okay? People are saying amazing. Yes, you can hear us. Okay, great. Tell us about this piece.
This is the heart of Gaia. So this is a four-chambered representation of the crystalline hearts of the earth, of Gaia. And so we have connected this sacred crystal, which is one of the biggest rose quartz crystals that we've ever seen. It almost looks like a floating castle, but it's connected.
I've never seen a rose quartz like that. Never.
And so it connects to the center of our temple, and we have a rose quartz pillar in the center of the TwinRay temple. And it's also an honor to the divine mother. It's an honoring to the divine Magdalena, the sacred order of the rose. And then we have the rose of eternity as the code. And yeah, this is going to be a place, and is a place, where beloveds can just sit and drop in, and every different realm within this one realm is an opportunity to get deeper in connection with themselves and the different realms and realities that's are available.
And tell us about the rose of eternity. And is that something you created yourself?
Yes.
Amazing.
All of the art is my art, and Shakina's the encoder, and we do everything together. She's my inspiration, but I'm the vessel that draws.
And I codify everything.
When do you have the time to do all that?
Oh, this out.
44,000 arms of the divine mother.
It's about bending time.
Yeah, I figured there's got to be like 17 of you in different dimensions. Yeah, see, they just did. Did you catch it? Did you catch that little look they give each other? That secret look. I love that.
And so the rose of eternity, it's the ever unfoldment of the rose, one's own divine heart. It's also back in the times of the Essene tribes. There was in the sacred communities, there was the Ian Getty community and the Ian Getty sacred lands. There was a rose called the Eternal Rose, and it's the rose that was a rose of resurrection. It was the only rose in the entire desert that did not need water, and it always kept its fragrance. And so this rose was a very, very ancient biblical rose, and it represented the eternal nature of one's soul, one's spirit within their own heart, and the ever eternal expression of love divine. And so this is an expression of that rose of eternity, the eternal presence of love.
The rose of being given.
I know that many of our viewers are close to Paramahansa Yogananda, and he's my master teacher. And of course, rose was his scent. And there was a time when I was going through a hard time, and he came to me, and my whole room smelled of rose after that.
Beautiful.
Just thinking of our beloved Yogananda.
Yes, indeed. Yes, that's a very, very poignant point, is that it doesn't matter where one is, that you can sense beyond time and space the fragrance of love.
And it is, in fact, there is an alchemical teaching here as well, that when one gets to a certain point in their genetic liberation and their process, the heart flames start to open and they start having a perfume scent. And that's why beloved Yogananda had that. And for us as well, our beloveds come around us and they smell all these fragrances depending on what petals are opening.
What are you wearing?
What are you wearing? Not actually most of the time wearing anything, although sometimes we do, but most of the time we're not actually wearing anything. It's the love that
Yeah.
has a scent. It
Mm.
has that fragrance.
It's the perfume of the
It's
heart.
the perfume of the heart.
And that's what each one of the codes represent, is an alchemical process internally. That's an internal process that one can go through your cultivation journey.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let's catch the Bioceuticals since we're right here.
These are our ceremonial grade teas.
Yeah, so these are our newest tea.
Oh my gosh. Well, tell us about this.
So this is Mystic Moments. So
It's our tea brand called Mystic Moments.
yes, we love sacred teas, as that's why in our community and our miracle mentorship we
Have
do
tea time
tea
with
time.
the TwinRay.
So these are special teas that come from artisanal families. So these are from families that have been in the ceremony of tea for hundreds to thousands of years. And there's an ancient Taoist practice of called Gong Fu, which is the ceremony of tea. So where we just were with the lounges was also the place where we'll be holding ceremonies and tonics for tea tonics and ceremonies. And these teas are by far the highest purity, the highest vibrational teas that we've ever found on the planet, because they're simply wild. So no one's growing tea. These are grown naturally from nature. And then so what happens is that these tea families, the artisans, they go to these sacred locations and they've been given the connection to the trees of that hold the teas, and they call them and they go in sacred ceremony through the full moon and they pull the leaves off the tree only through permission. And each one of these tea blends basically hold a lot of chi, a lot of life force, a lot of energy. So they're very uplifting. They work with different chakra spectrums, but they're very much just the opportunity to have a ceremonial sip, to sip into ceremony, to experience a mystical moment, to enhance your meditation. And yeah, they're really profound. So we created this range to offer them.
Wow. And that's all available now at the Treasures
Not yet.
website?
They're going to online
It's the very
soon.
first day that these are being revealed, actually.
Wow.
Right here, and right now.
That is so cool. I can't wait to get some. Wow. Well, lead on to what else you'd like to show our audience.
Where are you called and drawn?
Oh my gosh, everything is so beautiful. You know, let's kind of, if you
Incense
can,
and
show.
candles?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's take a look at some of the. And up above, these are just some of the amazing artwork that Sananda Ji has created, every one of those. Amazing. My gosh, this is all new.
This is all new.
This is all new.
Yes, and smell this one. This is called
Which one? Yeah, and she's looking at you.
No, I did a lot of shopping.
Oh, that's right. I saw that big bag when you came up. The bag was bigger than you.
So these are our creation candle lines, and it's our Let There Be collection. So let there be light, but now let there be peace. Let there be abundance. Let there be love. Let there be wisdom, and on and on and on, in a vision, happiness, wisdom, gratitude, prosperity,
Expansion.
unity, love, expansion. And these are crystal candles. As you can see, they've got all sorts of crystals inside of them. And so these are ceremonial candles that we created with beautiful scents.
And the intention with these as well is, as you light the flame of the candle, it's to light that flame in the heart. So you
So
can
they're prayerful intention candles.
and help bring the aroma of, whether it be wisdom, happiness, prosperity, peace, love, bring that aroma into your space so you can go into that deeper meditation. And then we also have, to complement that as well, as these incense, which are,
I'm going to open it so you can see. It's
yes, these are very, very special and sacred incense that
we had a lighter, which I'm sure we could get, we could light them, and you could smell it.
So these are incense.
Mm.
So these
Oh,
are
I'm getting intoxicated.
No, I got a few. They're amazing.
Eden. So here's
It is, it's intoxicating.
Incredible.
It is.
yeah. So these
do you have a lighter that we can, we're going to light it. We can
Mm.
light it on camera.
so these incense are quite sacred. That from a family in the Himalayas, there's an artisanal family that we work with that hand rolls these, and they've been holding this art of ceremonial grades, and you'll keep hearing that ceremonial grades, ceremonial teas, ceremonial candles, ceremonial incense, and
Thank you for moving.
so these incense are hand rolled with formulas and recipes that have been passed down through generation to generation to generation through Ayurvedic family. And so these families have, well, this one main family has been holding this wisdom, and we have never smelled any incense like this. So we work with these beautiful families that have these precious jewels that they've been holding in their family, and we bring them here to Ashland,
And where did you say the family's from?
they're Himalayan, so India, yeah.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah. So they're really special, and then they smell amazing. This is one of our favorites. It's Enchanted Eden. It's made of 47 different ingredients rolled into one, and they're special. and they're not. There's some incense that can dry out your eyes, and they can be too much, and the senses get a little bit overwhelmed. But these incense, they don't, and also they leave this aroma that lasts for hours. And that's one thing that we really liked, is that because they're so pure and they're organic and they're wild, they're made from wild ingredients as well, is that they have a really long burn time. And there's a certain art, just as there is with ceremonial tea, there's also an art of ceremony with the incense.
Mm.
Should we take this one off? And this is one of our special crystals. This is what we call Mount Kailash. It has pyrite, dust, and smoky quartz.
It's a magnificent,
It's
magnificent crystal.
And where is this from?
This one
I think
is
it's Russia for some reason.
yes. This one we will have to confirm that precisely, but this one's it's from an old collection. So this was from one of a dear crystal being that had his whole he collected just the rarest crystals from others that actually had them for 40, 50, 60, 70 years, and so this is from a private
So you
collection.
can see we
Full of our
we are
treasures.
drawn to and are magnetized by really rare things.
That's because you're very rare.
So here, do you want it to?
Yeah, let's go on into, let's go into one of the meditation pods. Here, go ahead. Is this a good one?
Yes, it's a wonderful meditation pod. So here is the pearls of the cosmos. And what we've done is we've created these little meditation pods so that anyone can come and sit where beloved is sitting and have a full experience, heart opening experience, experience of connecting with past lives, an experience of connecting deeper with their soul. And the pearls of the cosmos are very much in relationship to all the parts and pieces and aspects of sacredness that one holds, but maybe is deactivated, or maybe isn't in full alignment and harmony. So the purpose is to come and sit here and breathe the codex into your heart and breathe that information field so that you can begin to assimilate with it and embody the frequency as well.
Beautiful. Absolutely amazing.
Thank you. Love it. Yes. So this is one of our little
Mhm.
meditation
We
pods.
can take a look at a few more. See here. This is the golden.
So this sacred code is called the Golden Genome. And many of you may have heard of 12-strand DNA, or this new upgraded codex that the new human species is receiving. So the inspiration of this was to bring through the geometric remembrance and the codex from the sun, to remember that into the very genetics of the human body. And so this represents the golden human, the golden human genome, the golden expression of the divine human. And actually this was a one that we had been holding for a few years and waiting for humanity to be ready to a point where we could really share this, because it's a very powerful, strong pulsation. And as you know, or you may not know, but as we have shared many times, is that all genetic data comes from the sun. So all the genetic information comes from the sun, and for all life on Earth. And so this is that geometric expression of the golden ray of the genetics of divinity being pulsated through our sun and to be received, and to help wake up the DNA, wake up the extra strands, the spiritual strands of the divine human, to receive that. And each one of these divinity codes that has been created, there's a way that you can work with them. You can simply just look at them and breathe them into your third eye, breathe them into your heart, feel them in your field, feel them into your living space. They're like portals to infinity. So you can look through windows of your own soul. You can see into the infinite nature of consciousness. And so this one is calibrated to awaken that golden genetic strand that helps bring forth the golden age physiology. And the golden age is what we're in now. We're not just in a golden age, we're in a super golden age. There's this profound cycle that we're moving into, and we're all here to create it together. I'm not quite sure if you saw me, but I hope you enjoy this. And there's many different portals. Like that's, as we have these set up, these are where you can just sit and you can meditate and you can just absorb that into your field. You can receive that into your own energetics. And even if you're just curious, like, what is a code? Well, this is something that's speaking to your entire energetic makeup. And it's not something separate from you. It's a geometric representation of higher aspects of you.
Beautiful. Thank you.
So here we have the golden elixirs. This is another sacred alchemy. And the golden elixirs is based off a 5,000-year-old formula of gold alchemy. And so gold alchemy, once you go, it is taken through a calcination process. Gold particles can get to a certain nanite size. And when they get to a certain size, it can pass through the blood-brain barrier. And as that happens, gold starts to congeal into specific recesses of the limbic system of the brain, and specifically the amygdala. And the amygdala holds a lot of your memories, the senses, the pleasure, the pain, also the negative traumas that you've experienced in relationship. It's very much held there. And this gold, it does one great thing that then has a cascade effect on many positive influences of your biology. And one of them is removing stress. So it goes into the very cellular structure and de-stresses the cortisol that's latent within the body or the limbic system of the brain, and starts changing the nervous system's response to the endocrinology and also to the brain's anatomy. And what we notice, so that's just sort of the physical well-being of it, but what we notice is it amplifies your meditation, because gold is a superconductor. So once you start introducing gold into your body and your biology, it starts creating this field of resonance, and your field becomes really strong, and you feel this internal ascension. So it catalyzes this internal alchemical process as well. And again, each one of these products which we call treasures and offerings, we have gone into depths on the TwinRay Treasure website if you're interested, or if you want to learn more. But yeah, they're very special. It's this one specifically is called Seventh Heaven, and every planet has a metallic, a herbo-metallic essence that holds the spirit of that planet. And so this has the 7 different metals, the 7 different herbs, and the one main noble metal being gold, that is held together in a very powerful elixir, an antiqual elixir. And it has to be experienced to really be expressed and to understood. And this is the Bioceuticals that we spoke of earlier. We have some new products like Ascension. Ascension is this new product that we've created and formulated. It has what's known as polycosanols, and polycosanols, poly means many, and cosanols is a geometric shape of the structure of different enzymes that are actually on the leaves. So if someone is a raw foodie, they get a lot of polycosanols, and that gives a lot of life force to the body that helps repair and allow food to be their medicine. Well, we've created a extract that has a lot of polycosanols and a lot of other energies to take away caffeine, essentially. So you can have a natural lift. It's very ascending, hence the name Ascension, and it allows one to feel that surge of energy, but is also balanced and grounded. So it teaches the body to produce more energy, balances the endocrine system, the adrenals. It helps balance the nervous system as well. But it has this ascending energy. And yeah, there's this new product called Mountain Mana, which is we call the happy clay. You take it, it's very it brings out the joy that you are. We also have Universal Man, Universal Woman, which is they balance all the hormones and all the different receptors of the masculine template or the feminine templates. But all the bioceuticals, bio means light and life, and ceuticals is actually the etymologic origins represents healing. So pharmaceuticals was meant to be something to heal the body. But what happens when you isolate something from its matrix, because Mother Earth, she gives a full matrix. That's why matrix is also another word for mother. It has, so it's not just one chemical component, it has this full organic structure. And if you isolate that, what happens is that it doesn't have the field, it doesn't have the grids in order to harmonize that for the body to regulate it. So it just doesn't have the spectrum. It's like looking at the rainbow, but only seeing reds. You don't see the full spectrum of color. And so the bioceuticals offer that full spectrum. It offers the full spectrum for the body to receive the nutrition it needs in order for it to rejuvenate, repair, feel youthful and joyful. So yeah, these are also encoded to work with the energetic field. And yeah, this is the bioceutical section. This is the front of the store. We have this beautiful temple of lights, and this is the temple of the sun and moon, and this is like a higher castle. So each one of these in our KES system, which is a system, an energy healing system, we teach about working with these higher rays of energy, these spectrums of energy that allow your body to be attuned to. And this one is the balance of the sun and moon, the masculine and feminine.
So this is where we're all going to ascend to together.
This is what we're going to create this together.
We're going to create.
This is what we're creating together. And this is really good for land clearings. This is good for clearing a home space, a room space. It sort of allows you to create a dreamscape that holds a field of resonance of that frequency. And this one happens to be the sun and the moon. So it's the balance of the masculine and the feminine. It helps bring in the soul aspects, the different lifetimes that the soul has lived, And so this helps harmonize that. And, you know, it's also just beautiful to look at. So it had this encodement, but it's also up to anyone to feel what they feel. You know, this is the beautiful thing, is each one of you are uniquely encoded to experience your own version of reality. So you get to experience whatever that experience is for you.
What is that experience for you?
Yes, type in, beloveds. We'd love to hear from you. What's the experience that you feel from this piece?
And you too.
Yeah, I will check the chat. So I'm going to see what's happening in the chat. Eleanor Joy writes, I feel like I'm in a delicious, calm, altered state, yet fully grounded. Margie's asking if you sell prints of these mandalas.
We do.
Okay, so yes.
The temples of light are not yet, but the codes that you've seen and witnessed, they are available.
And then more comments from our people. Sarafina writes, I felt the incense coming through and I took it fully in. Another comment, even though I'm not there and can't smell the aroma, the effect is still coming through the ethers. Thank you for sharing this. Another person writes, the perfume of the heart and love. Somebody in response, Marina writes in response to this, that it is the luxury princess castle, very grand. Another person writes, I feel connected to God by a golden thread to my heart. Again, and that's in response to your question of what people see. How about you, Tangela? What?
So beautiful. I mean, I just think this is opening up for me, you know, like this co-creation of new earth that's really possible for us. That's truly celestial and truly grand beyond our wildest imaginations. I think like in the here and now, in this reality, we're so stuck in kind of the grittiness of urban life.
That's not this
And
reality.
it's not this reality, but outside of the doors, outside of the haven, you know, and pictures like this for most of us is something of the past or something in the imagination. And what you know, looking at this here and now is like, no, like this is a possibility, and this is truly what we're creating together. And it's really cosmically beautiful. So thank you for opening up our cosmic consciousness to what we truly can be creating, far greater than what we could possibly begin to imagine.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you. Well, I'm going to let the TwinRay kind of complete. Let's turn it over to Omashar for some music. Beloved Omashar, thank you so much for your patience, and thank you, everybody. Please continue to give. Here's an interesting message. Somebody just said, I keep hearing the calls of polar bears, wolves, trees, dragons, and unicorns. Also, tralicorns, which are winged unicorn dragons. So that's what Nitya and Sylvia said when they looked at that image. We're going to turn it over to beloved brother Omashar for some music. And
yes. Well, there's been no impatience at all. I feel so there with you, Scott, and TwinRay and Tangela. Holy smoke. My whole spine is just tingling and alive with this joy. And so because of that, I'm going to sing a song called The True Ones, and it's dedicated to all of those of us awakening to the divine consciousness within ourselves right now. And so here we go. And thank you for sharing your haven. I was hoping to be there this week, but Divine said stay in Colorado. So sometime soonish. Much love to you both. Much love to us all.
Much love to you all, beloveds. Thank you for coming and joining us at the haven.
all right, thank you. All right, take it away, Omashar.
There it is. Am I pinned? breathing free again. I love the air we breathe, and as we fly again, I love the sacred sky. Now we are whole again. I love the way we've changed, with open hearts again. I love the love we are. We are rising, there's no disguising the truth of who we are. With our hearts connected again, now we are the stars. And as we walk again, we know the sacred earth. And as we see again, to ourselves we give birth. And as we feel again, our boundaries dissolve, and free to love again, right from the heart of one. And we are rising, there's no disguising the truth of who we are. With our hearts connected again, now we are the stars. Now that we are home, and all is said and done, the light can find its way through all the true ones, and broken hearts resolve into the sun of life, and the song of life will now be heard by all. We are rising, there's no disguising the truth of who we are. With our hearts connected again, now we are the stars. With our hearts connected again, now we are the stars. Dun 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 dun. I feel
Oh,
so
beloved Omashar, that was wonderful.
I feel so connected with you there. I feel so expanded. There is no time and space. Thank
Feel
you.
you with us here.
Beautiful.
love.
Thank you. Thank you. Well,
To you, Scott.
and Omashar, we're going to chat a little bit with some of the people who work here. What it's
Awesome.
like to be part of the whole TwinRay experience.
Yay.
And then we'll close out with one more Omashar song at the end of the show. Is that
Beautiful,
okay?
man. Thank you. Blessings to us all.
Thank you. You know, I love what Eleanor George just wrote. Mashar, in addition to your awesome musical skills, you are so gracious and grounded and connected. Thank you for all.
Yeah, it takes one to know one.
That's true. All right. Well, I am here with one of the wonderful people. This is Mia O'Brien, who is the events manager here. And so tell us about what kind of events are going to be happening.
So yeah, we're going to be having between 2 and 4, depending on the month, events here at the Haven that includes so many beautiful offerings, both free and potentially some paid events from our community, just giving back to our community here. But we're going to have some sound baths. We're going to have some free healings and some meditations. We're going to have some satsangs and some wisdom classes. And we're going to be opening up our beautiful tea room and our tonic room here. We're also going to be doing some consultations, some small group or even individual consultations, whereas we can go through and help them identify maybe where there's some dissonance within their body, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, and be able to link them up with all of the beautiful offerings that we have here at the Haven and really target in and help them heal.
Tell us about your history with the TwinRay. How did you connect with them and how have they impacted and changed your life?
Yeah, so it was, I personally had a very physical spiritual awakening in 2012. And I first started following Akasha and then met Shikina, through Akasha, and then became Sanandaji. And I was actually at the very first retreat that they had in California, and I've been with them ever since. I lived in the corporate world, and like many people have, and yeah, and I knew, after that realization, I just knew that, I had to leave that life and come back to myself.
Yeah.
And they've really been the teachers that have really helped me go inside and find that trueness within myself. And they exemplified that. And they every breath, every word, every thought that they have, every action that they provide is really that true expression of that which is within you. And so not only when you're with them, but receiving that wisdom and receiving all of this, it really does help you come into that resonance with yourself. So,
Beautiful.
yeah, they have changed my life, trust.
And you can relate because you also came out of the corporate world and had a spiritual awakening.
It's beautiful. Wow. And so how do you feel now with the opening of the Haven and bringing this beautiful expression out into the world?
It was, magic. It was just pure magic tonight, honestly, to watch the expressions of people walking in and really from all awakenings, all levels of awakening, and to where people just felt peace. They felt supported. They felt accepted. To where other people are like, oh, what kind of healing modality do you use here? And so some people ask these very deep questions, right? And then you were able to have those conversations. And so it was really a magical night to allow people to be who they are and allow them to have their own personal experience and journey tonight, and just guide them to where they might need something that it's just going to help them, I don't know, I think we guesstimated maybe 400 people tonight that came in the doors.
Yeah, and you'll have had thousands of views by the time, this is complete. We're on right now, by the way, I didn't say thank you, John and Summer Raymer, putting us out over 100 Facebook groups and pages tonight.
Beautiful.
And of course, welcome to all of our friends on Unify. And of course, the TwinRay, we're just on Unify with Adele. So thank you, Unify, for carrying us. And so what is your experience of the TwinRay working with them in creating this? What was that like?
Again, I keep going back to the word magic. I had a little miracle in there too. We would, in a very physical human form, we would, transform things, and then they would come in and look, and they would, with precision, with such the highest energy, tweak everything,
Mm.
and we would feel it. We
Mm.
would just feel the difference, you
Mm.
know. And then when they came in and we were ready to open, and they really brought that sacred container in,
Mhm.
all of us felt the drastic uplifting, that unconditional love of of that cosmic Christ, their energy, their expression. And I just, you know, kind of brings you to tears, because you know that anybody who walks through these doors is going to receive that. Everybody in our community, around the world that comes,
Yeah.
is going to receive.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, I mean, that's, what more could we ask for?
No, I am so grateful for their presence in our world and in our lives, because truly I've met a lot of people that are supposedly spiritual, a lot of people that are,
Mhm.
but they are the most amazing embodiment.
They
And I
are.
love that they're a couple, you know, and they're equal. I
Mhm.
love that, it's that one is not dominant over the
That's
other.
right. That's
It's a beautiful balance between the two of them. And you talk about magic, I kind of tease them, but I am convinced that they are working on a multidimensional level,
are.
because how could he possibly be doing all those paintings, plus all the teachings, plus creating there are like 17 of each of them working in different dimensions, and then
True.
they somehow come in and do what they do, because it's remarkable how
It
much
is.
they do.
And to just listen, you know, as they brought products in throughout the last 4 months, and to listen to the story. Every single product here has a story, and it's a story of a purity, of having your craft and being so pure in that craft and so conscious in that craft.
Yeah.
And to know that it's not about, you know, selling the craft. It's about embedding that craft and having that as an offering. You know, yeah, there's an exchange of financial energy, but it's more, the store is more about an offering. Like, there's things here that everyone can take away and receive the offering if that's what they choose.
Yeah, they talked a lot about how all the products are created in a ceremonial
Yes.
way. Now, how often do you hear that, right?
Exactly.
You just don't hear that very often.
Mhm.
But whether it was the incense or the bioceuticals, always created in a ceremonial way.
Yes.
I even asking, I love when she talked about the tree, the tea, they ask the tree's permission
That's right.
before they take it.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I love the story about the wild teas and how they're not grown.
Correct.
And actually, we had a long conversation
We
about
did.
that. They're amazing. And I haven't tried the tea yet. I purchased some, but your experience with the tea was
Yes.
phenomenal.
We were blessed to have the tea last night, and we, you know, as we're drinking it, we're hearing the story about how not only does this family like trek around the mountain, and it's not that it searches out, it's that it waits for the plants to open up for them, and then to ask permission, you know, may we harvest you for this tea. And then when we drank it, it was like the most calm, centered, yet so energetic, focused, and clear. And it only steeps for 3 seconds.
Wow,
And
really?
yeah, and within minutes, it was just so apparent that this is some powerful tea.
Wow.
You know?
I can't wait to get,
I
you
know.
bought
I
some,
bought
right?
some, I bought
Alright,
some.
So, yeah.
I'll let you know how
Yeah.
it goes. You need to like
I'll come back tomorrow and do my shopping for sure, for sure.
beautiful.
Well, gosh, if there are any questions, I'll take them. Otherwise, I do have a few announcements to make about next weekend.
Yeah.
I get to work with Tangela all weekend, so we're going to want to talk about next weekend shows. So I wanted to make a clarification. Last weekend, we dedicated the weekend to the Bhakti Love Reunion. And I just want to clarify that it is separate, that there for many, many years has been, and next year there will be the Bhakti Fest. And Bhakti Fest is coming back. They're going to talk to Sridhar, the beautiful man who runs it. And they're going to have one in May and then in September of 2023. So just want to clarify that. And I'm actually going to have Sridhar as a guest on an upcoming show. He's worked with everybody from Ram Das to Jayutal to Krishna Das. So sharing some of his stories. So just wanted to make that clarification. I think I'll turn it over to Omashar. And Omashar, while you play another song, I'm going to get ready to show the posters, and then we'll talk about next weekend's shows. So I'm going to turn it back over to beautiful, beloved Omashar.
Am I spotlighted?
Sure.
You are spotlighted.
Now I can see myself. Woohoo! Okay, this song is called The Garden of One, and of course the Garden of One is within our heart and within ourself. And it's a lovely, lovely way to wind down our show tonight. And thank you so much. So you can nod your feet and tap your head. Don't worry, don't worry, and I love you more than you could know. So come along now and lay your head on my heart, on my heart. Close your eyes, dear, and rest a while in me. Open your heart and let in the sun, and bathe yourself in the garden of one. Know you're at home and in my embrace. Here is empty space. At the haven, that is. And now I ask you to take a step towards me, toward me. I can feel your longing to be home. So come along now and lay your head on my heart, on my heart. And close your eyes, dear, and rest a while in me. In the sun and bathe yourself in the garden of one. Know you're at home and in my embrace. Here is empty space. Here is empty space. Someone in. So keep open your heart and let in the sun, and bathe yourself in the garden of one. Know you're at home and in my embrace. Here is empty space. Here is empty space.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Omashar.
I was multitasking. Someone needed to be admitted in between the chorus and the song, so I did it.
Thank you.
Mary Beth.
Well, I'm glad she made it. I was pulling posters while you were playing your song for letting people know about what's going to be going on. And I also just put into the chat box a link for our survey because we are planning on doing a very exciting retreat in Sedona.
Sedona, I
And
saw that
so-
survey today. Yes.
So everybody, I just put the link into the chat box. And for all of you watching on Facebook or on YouTube, what I would like to suggest is after the show's over, I'll put it up on my Facebook page, the survey, so you can find it right away, and I'll put it right there. But for those in the Zoom room, we really want to get your input because we are planning on having the very first Global Peace Tribe what are we calling it? A retreat. I guess I'm a little knocked out of my body. Being here, I feel high.
It's very high vibe.
Yeah,
Very
it's high vibe. I gotta tell you, I feel like, I mean, I'm not on anything other than TwinRay energy, but it's pretty powerful.
But we can chat a little bit about the plans.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. I'm gonna put full spotlight on us. Let's all twinkle Omashar. Omashar, you'll be at the retreat, won't you?
Oh,
I don't know, will I?
I sure hope so. You better
we
be.
hope to
I'm
see.
gonna fill in the
Fill
form
in the survey
tomorrow,
right now.
and you'll find out.
So seriously, what's happening is Tangela already has organized a powerful weekend, October 22nd and 23rd. And tell us about what you've already got, and then we'll talk about what we want to add.
Sure. Well, we have a whole supercharged week happening. And so Saturday on October 22nd, we actually have a Sedona Psychic and Healing Fair where a lot of our psychics, healers will be, at the Unity Church of Sedona, where you can come meet with them, listen to different talks, have different experiences, look at high vibe products. And then the second day on Sunday, we actually have a super conscious music festival that we're hosting with Portal to Ascension. And we're hosting a lot of the great high vibe musicians, singers, artists throughout Sedona. And it's going to be an incredible day. So because we were talking about what a fun and exciting weekend this is going to be, Scott, thought, why don't we put this together as a wonderful weekend experience for the Global Peace Tribe members who would love to come and join us starting on Friday.
Yeah, so what we're looking at is making it a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 4-day experience with what she just described. But then also our friend Suzanne Ross can arrange private tours for small groups of people to vortexes and the power spots. So we'll have that. Then we'll have some concerts. We'll have Omashar, Kristen Hoffman, Cornflower, all people we're talking to about coming in for that. And then we'll also lead some really special connection time, social time with each other, and also some really special workshops with some of your favorite presenters, such as myself, teaching
Exactly.
compassionate communication, but also like Raquel Spring, who lives in Sedona, that amazing Brazilian astrologer who's going to be on the show in a couple of weeks again. And so many of the people through Soul Search are based in Sedona. So many of the people that you've seen, like Melissa and
Deva,
right. And you're going to see them all again next weekend. And we'll talk about that in a moment.
Exactly. But it'll be a fun retreat weekend with a Friday full day of activations, experiences, and workshops with a lot of the people that you've met here through Soul Search and on the Global Peace Tribe. So it's a great time to be able to interact one-on-one and in person, and then moving into experiences on the land, as well as with the Psychic and Healing Fair and the Music Festival, as well as an incredible workshop with Scott. So this is what we're planning, and we'd love to see you all there.
Yeah, absolutely. And so make sure you fill out the survey. It's really important because we need to find out how many people are really interested in coming, what your priorities are, also if we're going to extend it to even longer. So very, very important. I'll address a couple of the things that are coming up in the chat box. I see that Mary's bringing up, yes, Gary Zukoff and his wife, Linda Francis. They've been guests on the show a few times, and they actually live, Gary and Linda have been living here in Ashland, and Linda had a stroke and passed away about 10 days ago. And we actually knew about it, but waited until Gary was ready to publicly talk about it. And I'm planning on seeing Gary while I'm here in Ashland. I have not spoken to him directly, but Shakina has been talking to him every day. And of course, it was a total shock. It was not like she had a disease and there was any warning. She had a stroke. She never woke up. And she passed a couple days after the stroke happened. So lots of prayers for Gary Zukoff. And lots of prayers for Linda. I'm sure she's probably doing well in her transition. She's a very high vibration being. So I want to acknowledge that. Thank you. Also, there's a question about if the TwinRay are twin flames. They, in one of our previous shows, talked at length about their relationship. And it's very unique. They are one being in one ray of light. But just like a ray of light coming through a crystal has several different elements, right? Imagine one ray of light, but then it comes through the crystal, it comes through the prism, and then it shows up in different ways in different places. And that's how they describe who they are. So ultimately, all of us are connected. Ultimately, there is only one consciousness, one eternal beloved, one oneness, but then we each are our own unique expression and experience of that one light. So that's my understanding of how they like to talk about that. I want to share with you a little bit about what we've got coming up, because we've got a lot happening. Tomorrow night is, once a month I collaborate with the Global Coherence Pulse. And they actually have a daytime program, which I'll show you the poster for that in a moment. In fact, you know what? I should do that in order. So Global Coherence Pulse is, of course, Teresa Collins and Jennifer Hill. You've seen them many times on my show, and they're wonderful, and they always put together amazing shows. So I want to encourage everybody, if you have not registered yet for the Global Coherence Pulse daytime program, that's happening tomorrow, definitely register for it. And they will be doing that at 12 noon California time, Pacific time, 3 o'clock East Coast. Then they take a little bit of a break, and then they come and do the Awakening World. And the show tomorrow is all about the power of voice. And we're kind of building it around beloved Brother Cornflower, who will be playing music. And this gentleman, Arthur Samuel Joseph, he's the vocal coach for the stars. He's worked with everybody from Arnold Schwarzenegger to Pierce Brosnan to Sean Connery. For decades, he's been a vocal coach working with celebrities. But he's bringing on some of his younger students, the next generation, if you will. So we're going to hear from several people of different ages that he's worked with. Some will be singing, some will be talking about the power of voice. So it's been kind of a unique show. Yeah.
That's great.
We've got this gentleman, Reverend Jason Mitchell, who's now a minister at Agape, will be joining us. So that's tomorrow night. And then this Sunday, if you're wanting a healing, a spontaneous healing, we're bringing back Kimberly Meredith. She's been on the show a couple of times, and she does spontaneous healings for people. She's a medical intuitive. Well, you know her.
Yeah, she was on the show a few weeks ago.
That's right.
with us,
That's
so
right.
Really fun.
That's right. You started all. Yes, thank you. So tell us about your experience of her.
That was amazing. It was incredible just to have Kimberly Meredith on the show and really see her doing spontaneous healings on people. Really just through a few minutes of conversation, pinpointing, okay, what those issues might be that these people may have been dealing with, and then really going in and being able to, create these miracles. So that was really exciting.
So many people raising their hands.
So many.
It's like, okay, let's do an entire show just with Kimberly Meredith. So that's going to be this Sunday morning at 10 o'clock. So definitely join us for that. And hopefully all of you will get a chance to have a healing experience. And then we roll into next weekend, which is going to be an entire weekend with this wonderful woman, Tangela. And again, tell us about Soul Search for anybody who doesn't know.
For anyone who does not know, Soul Search is our global online platform for spirituality and consciousness. We bring together spiritual practitioners, healers, guides from all over the world. And we also have conscious events and community. And we just love to have all of you coming and joining us, connecting with our healers, connecting with our community, seeing the courses that we offer, as well as reading different articles and watching the videos. And we love to hear your feedback. And so, we love doing these shows with Scott because gives us a chance to get to know all of you better and for you to get to know some of our practitioners and our healers better. So it's a wonderful way for us to continue building those relationships. So we're really excited about next weekend.
And if you haven't joined Soul Search yet, go to soulsearch.io, and join right away. Very, very important. And I'm going to go back to the website. Is there any
Sure.
place you'd like to direct people to?
Sure. So, I mean, if you come on the website, you can see here's just some of our healers. You'll see Aurora Luna Star. She
Next
is
week?
on this coming weekend on on Sunday. Same thing with, I think, and Krista as well, Dana on Saturday, and as well as Alana and India Prema on Friday
Night.
So it'll be great. And you can get a chance to take a look at some of our amazing healers and do a deep dive with who they are, as well as check out some of the events that we have coming up. We have all types of online events happening every week, everything from animal communication to meditations, to activations. So we have in-person events as well as online events, and you can check them all out here. For all of you in the Marin area in California, we're actually hosting a psychic and healing fair in San Rafael on October 1st. So
we will be there.
that'll be a fun place where we can all get together and meet and greet for those of you
Absolutely.
in Marin.
I've got it in my calendar. I'm going to be
Awesome.
there.
Great.
Yeah.
So you're going to see Scott in person. We might do some special Global Peace Tribe
Really fun. Yeah.
activities.
Let's
That's
do
going to be
that.
really
Yeah,
fun.
let's do
Yeah,
that.
it'll be great. So
Here in Ashland, we've had so many people that I met for the first time that have been watching the shows. And of course, a lot of people who actually discovered TwinRay through our shows. So it's really fun now that we're beginning to get out there and to meet people. I'm
exactly.
meeting Tangela. She's awesome.
And it'll be fun. We'll plan
We'll do
something
that.
for the
Let's do
fair.
that.
So that'll be great.
We'll do that.
And of course, we have our events coming up in Sedona, but also Scott is participating with us on the Ascension of the Soul conference.
Oh, right.
October 15th and 16th. We have an incredible 2-day online event coming up. Again, partnering with Portal to Ascension, and Scott, Neil, as well as many of our other incredible practitioners are all going to be talking about the soul, the ascension of the soul, what that means, and bringing us into practices and sharing tools for us during this time of ascension. So that's going to be an incredible conference. You can find out more details on our website. And we hope to see you all there October 15th and 16th online.
And next weekend, we will have a new video where you can learn all
Yes,
about it.
exactly.
Somewhere I have a photo about it, and I'm sorry, I haven't found it yet. But usually I have my big desktop. It's all set up in advance, and here I'm on my little laptop because I needed to have a little one to walk around for the touring. So
But then you had pulled up for Friday.
yeah, so here we go. So next weekend on Soul Search comes to Awakening World. Tell us.
Great. So we have our Friday night edition where we're going to be talking about embracing all aspects of self, where Scott and I will be talking to Tara Phoebe, India Prema, and Neil Gar just about their experiences as healers and as practitioners, but also just what they have gone through in terms of their own personal experiences, coming from different ethnic backgrounds and different identity issues that we've had to overcome during this process. So that'll be a really interesting and personal show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? It is really cool because between you and Neil and Tarek and India, you all have very universal. I mean, it's like,
Exactly.
a lot of different cultures.
Definitely.
Yeah,
And both Tarek and Neil are performers as well. So
right,
they're
there's going to be spoken word and
spoken
rap. Yeah,
It'll be fun.
yeah.
And it's great because they really bring a lot of their personal experience, of course, into their performance.
And then on Saturday night, manifesting at the highest levels, and we're going to have Marcy Shimoff, who, of course, wrote the Manifesting Miracles book program. She's wonderful. I've known Marcy for a long time. I went to India with her, actually. And then we've got a lot of other wonderful people like Shariah and Sam. I want to meet Samuel, the angelic knight. I'm going to meet
Yes,
him.
you're going to get to meet Samuel, the angelic knight, who's an incredible channel. And he'll be bringing through some incredible messages for us about manifesting at the highest levels during this time.
So too many people to mention, but look at how many people we got for Saturday
It's
night.
going to be fun.
It's going to be fun. And then we're going to wrap up on Sunday with a really important topic, how to create and honor spiritual sovereignty.
Hmm.
And what to you is spiritual sovereignty? What's that mean to you?
For me, spiritual sovereignty is truly being independent and liberated in what I believe and how I choose to express my own connection to source energy and to the divine and whatever what that means to me, but also being completely respectful of that expression within everyone else and knowing that that expression is unique to each one of us.
Beautifully stated, there it is. And so that's what we're going to be exploring a week from Sunday. And then also wonderful people joining Krista, who you just saw on our show last Friday night, Nicole Keating, who's been with us before, and then a couple of new friends, Lori, Peyton, and Aurora, all new to the awakening world. And really, how can we create more spiritual sovereignty and also honor each other's, which is very, very important, honoring each other. So there you have it. I know it's a lot of promotion, but we're excited about all these different things that we've got going on. Yes, Scotty, we will do. I was meeting with Lori Grace yesterday, and we're looking at maybe doing a Global Peace Tribe retreat in Maui the first week of January.
Wow.
So that's
That'd be fun.
that's in the hoppers as a possibility. So all right, they're leaving it open for us, so we are going to close out here.
Thank you all.
Thank you,
So
Omashar. I'm going to bring
beautiful
Omashar
seeing
back on,
everyone.
and then I'm going to go to gallery view. Turn on your cameras, everybody. Turn on your cameras so we can at least see you guys. And definitely come back tomorrow night and Sunday. We've got some wonderful things planned. I'm going to save the chat.
And looking forward to seeing everyone next week as well, next weekend.
Take care, everybody. God's blessings.
Stay.